Hello and welcome back. We are starting over here where we left off last episode. In that episode, we built up our city hall that houses our gunpowder farm. And this thing has been working fantastic. I have a little AFK spot above my head there so I can actually make sure that it's producing gunpowder farm, especially when I'm tearing out everything behind me. But to start this episode off, I need to tell you something. I have a problem. And it's a problem that a lot of Minecrafters have, and I'm sad that it's come to this. But I have too many chests of random stuff all over my world. So we're going to jump into a really quick montage of me collecting those up and getting them sorted into our storage area. So let's go! Now that everything is now sorted and put together, everything is now organized and in the right spot. So woods with wood, irons with iron, stones with stone. But off camera, I did do a little bit of touch up on the world. So I've gone ahead and I've put some lighting into the floor just to kind of bring some more light down here into the storage room. I've also cleaned up the entrance down to our cactus farm, the mud farm, and our custom mine shaft that we're building. I also did make a trash can for anything I want to throw out. I don't know if I'm going to keep this, but we're going to keep it here for now because it's out of the way and it's not going to burn down my base. Also gone ahead and I've spruced up, get it, the inside of the trading hall for our librarians. So one of our longtime viewers, Glowberry Pumpkin, had commented on how the floor was very boring. So I went ahead and added in some stripped spruce elements along with some trap doors, which actually have some lighting underneath as well. I also went ahead and moved the bed over to the wall with the crafting table as well as the chest. And you'll notice I've been gathering up a lot more emeralds. So I have been a busy bee, but with all that done, I need to take my attention over to the gunpowder farm. Well, not actually in the gunpowder farm. We are going to go below it. So I decided to build a little chamber down here to AFK so I didn't have to be in the sky and make it just kind of an eyesore. But when I did, I kept hearing the twinkling of amethyst. So I dug all the way down here and boom, we found some. Now, I could just make this a manual farm and just come back every now and then when I need amethyst, but we're going to make a farm out of it. After some trial and error, it is now up and running. But in order to make sure that it only farms from this face of the block, I have to block off the rest of these so they don't spout more crystals. I just don't know what I want to do that with. For now, I think we'll just do the smooth basalt because I have it right here. And before I AFK this to see how efficient it is, I'm going to go ahead and gather up some of these crystals that are already done so we can start up our little stockpile. Now that the amethyst farm is done, I can take my attention down here to our mud farm. Now, I'm not going to be making mud. I have been doing that, and we've got quite a bit to spare. But I want to take my attention over to here. So I set up this little dripstone clay farm, and it's okay. Currently, it doesn't make a whole lot, but I place down the mud, the dripstone draws out all the water, and it turns it into clay. which is actually really nice because then I don't have to trade with my one surviving stonemason or go digging out all the clay from the rivers. But it's kind of small, and I feel like I could use a bigger one. And I feel like over by our honey farm and our hot air balloons would be a perfect place to build this. I think we could build a couple silos to house them on the side of this hill, and they would go well with our wool farm here. I think that would look great. I still need to figure out what I want to do with this, because I already have 2 zombie spawner farms. I don't really need another one, but you know, I could always use a third, right? So I think I'm going to go into my creative world and try to come up with some ideas of what we could put here and get this clay / terracotta farm going. Because if you didn't know, you can get terracotta from clay. If you didn't, now you know. So over here in my creative world, this is what I've come up with. So I came up with 2 different designs and I posted them to my community. That's you guys. And you guys voted on which one you thought looked better. And I gotta say, the lighter version of this looks really, really good. I actually got inspiration for this from BOO, of course. On season 10 of Hermitcraft, he had silos like this that housed his own clay farm. And I thought these would be perfect in my world, so I came up with my own design, took some inspiration from what he had from his. And if we pop inside, you can see all we have to do is place down the mud underneath the dripstone will drip out all that moisture, and we can then collect all the clay we want. Then after that, we can turn it into terracotta or use it as bricks or anything like that. The only thing I'll have to do is once we build this, I'll have to stack it up so we can have so many layers. And we'll have 2 of them, so we should have plenty of clay or terracotta to go around. But now that we're back over in our actual forever world, I've got to clear out the space for this, and I've got to collect the materials. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sleep first, and then we're going to go get to collecting up materials for these silos. Well, that was unfortunate. I think all I lost were my 2 pickaxes and my shield and a bunch of torches. I can't figure out what else I had in my inventory. But I have all the important stuff, so let me grind up some levels and get these pickaxes back to where I need them. What the heck is this? I came back after doing all that and mining up deep slate because I need it for the roof, and I found this. It was bright pink. Now it's getting softer. What is this? Did I miss something? Like, what? What is this? Are chunks just not loading? Yep, that's what it is. I had a resource pack on that is labeled as incompatible, and it was just not loading this chunk for some reason. Now that that fun's over with and we have all our materials, let's get to building these silos. I gotta say, these silos are looking beautiful. I need to spruce up this path a little bit to actually make it seem like it's leading to the doorways. And on stream, I went ahead and I hollowed out the center, and I went ahead and also added in these rings so I have a place that I can build off of for the dripstone. So the way that this farm will work is that it's going to be a manual farm. Clay doesn't take a whole lot to gather, so I figured this would be fine. But pretty much where this dirt is going to be an air block. This gravel is going to represent where our dripstone will be, and then we'll have a block going along these spots where the stone bricks are. I think to add some contrast for underneath and just to kind of make it look a little different, is I'm going to use blackstone bricks, and that's going to be the transition block from that into the dripstone. But in order to make this farm functional, I need to get dripstone. So I think we clear out the inventory after we get the blackstone in place, and we can go ahead and go get some more dripstone. These floors are looking great, and the first layer of each farm is functional. However, pointed dripstone gets used up quite a bit. I only have 28 pieces left, so I know exactly what farm I'm gonna be building next, because I have 3 layers each, so I have 6 layers left to build up, but we can at least get these ones functional. But before I start using this farm, these walls need to look a little bit better, at least on this first floor. So let's just replace this bottom layer with sandstone, and we're just gonna go like this and like that. And now that these are placed in, we can go ahead and get this farm working. I've gone ahead and I've gone ahead and gotten the paths set up to go to the silos. I actually think I need to widen this one just a little bit more. And I think we'll add some more foliage and crops and stuff around just to kind of make this look a little bit more lively. But overall, these are now functional and ready to go. Because also on that live stream, we went ahead and added a few more floors to each of the silos. They're not all filled in yet because my mud farm kind of broke, but I think we fixed it. But overall, I'm happy with how this turned out, and now I can get all of the clay that I want. I mean, look at that. That gave us quite a bit just from one floor. I'm really happy with how these turned out. If you'd like to check out any of my live streams, I live stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, at least at the time of this recording. And I'm either working on recordings for this series or working on some stuff for tutorial videos. Stop on by sometime if you want to chat and hang out for a bit. Now that those silos are built and we can have infinite clay, I've recently updated to the Chaos Cubed update, and I would really like to find some sulfur and cinnabar. So let's go to the nether roof and try to find one. Well, it took a while, but we finally found some cinnabar, and I'm hoping we can find some sulfur. There we go. Perfect. This is what I was looking for. I've got a couple buckets ready to go for some sulfur cubes. I need to clear this inventory out because it is a mess, because I couldn't find it. I could not find this. I eventually had to go mining, but we got it. We're ready to go. I just need to find some sulfur spikes and some sulfur cubes. That is the main goal. And then we'll get a bunch of this cinnabar as well, because this is a cool block. I really like this block. I will say, all in all, I think that was a very successful trip. Even though at this point Cinnabar is not renewable, we can definitely make a farm for sulfur. And if you'd like to see how I'm going to build that farm, make sure you hit subscribe. Or if you want to build it for yourself, check out this tutorial video up top. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya!